and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I am your host Rebecca Felgate, and today I am talking about the top 10 creepy kids toys that no kid would ever want to play with. Trust me. So why don't you guys play along with this video and let me know if there are any on this list that you would want to play with at home. I'm thinking none, but you've got to pick some. Before we get into this video though, I thought that we could have a chat about my favourite app of all time, Buns. You guys might have heard me talk about Buns before. It is a global trading app that was founded in Toronto but is spread worldwide. Here's my page on Buns. The main focus of the app is trading items with your community. For example, I often trade clothes on Buns, and I got my entire kitchen table and chairs set on Buns, and I love it. You never know when something that you might want to get rid of would actually mean a lot to someone else and vice versa. Trading, hurrah! There are loads of people trading on Buns, but if you live in an area that's not yet firmly established, then you can be a leader and help develop the community. Buns has its own currency too, the BTZ. I use mine at local stores in my community, including a cafe near our film studio because honey needs caffeine. To get free Buns to spend and to start trading in your own community, download the app in the description box and use @Rebecca Felgate as your reference. It's down here. You read it, there it is. When you download the app, you sign up and you put in who referred you, and that way you guys get free Buns money, so that's @Rebecca Felgate with no spaces. Then come say hi. Maybe I've got something that you want to trade for. Stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to be reading comments from people that have messaged me on Buns. I still just really like the name. Buns. For Huns. Like us. Although now we're getting back to scary toys and I don't know what to do with myself. Coming into number 10, we have this janky Jack in the Box. Listen, in all honesty, I'm kinda terrified by absolutely all Jack in the Boxes. I hated them as a child because you're like playing and then pop, surprise creepy clown when you least expect it. As an adult, I guess I can like kind of deal with it. I mean, I don't have to play with them, so that's okay, and I guess like the regular kind of Jack in the Boxes are alright. But I have to say, I absolutely cannot and will never deal with this vintage chaos box of zombie doom. Okay, so you're an antique. Do you know what? I feel like all antique toys are pretty creepy, but this one kinda takes the biscuit. So you're there and you're like 3 years old winding up this box like haha toys. Dun 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 dun. Ah my god. I believe that this is a colonial era toy, and I think the story it's telling us is that Jack was poisoned by the well water, died, his body was stuffed into the box, and then surprise, dead, angry Jack. Never gonna get over that. Whew, I need to calm down. Okay, remember a few seconds ago when I said that antique toys are objectively creepy? Okay, well case and point at number 9 with whatever the heck this is. So by the look of the label, this creature comes from 1871, a dark time. It was some 50 years after Frankenstein was written and 17 years before Jack the Ripper would go around slicing and dicing ladies of London town. Victorian England, the industrial era. What did kids play with? Like friend, I can't even tell you what this is other than I think it winds up, so that must mean it has the ability to crawl. Do you want this crawling towards you? No. I really don't think you do, to be honest, mate. I wonder what kind of humans the kids who played with this grew up to be, and honestly, I don't think I want to meet them. A Buns special at number 8, we have this BOGLIN toy. This nightmarish little goblin can be found on Buns and is available in the Toronto area. It looks squishy and honestly that freaks me out. The listing said that these toys were big in the 1980s, and it seems that Theodore would be down to trade horror films for it. I'm thinking like, Theodore, why watch a horror film when you can just stare at this boggling goblin? If that gets too tame, try turning off the lights and staring it in the eye. I jest, of course, like we always say with Buns, one person's trash is another person's treasure, and perhaps there is someone out there who'd be absolutely down to own this boglin. Perhaps they'll love it. I googled the boglin and it turns out that actually they're created by Jim Henson. Why do I love Jim Henson? Because Labyrinth and Dark Crystal are the best, although that being said, I like to be able to stop the movie when I want when it freaks me out too much, not have a ghoul staring at me from my shelf. Boglin, you give me the creeps, pal. Coming in at number 7, we have this baby Anno. No. What in the fresh hell is this? I don't like it. Listen, I'm all up for a keytar. I love a keytar. But a key baby? Why does a crawling infant need to be turned into a musical instrument? Like, you expect your kid to be down with this multi-purpose toy? One minute they'll be playing with their dolly like, ha ha ha, doll, 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 and the next they're gonna be jamming out like a cool cat on the keys. You aren't fooling anyone. Like, don't cheap out, get the kid a doll and a toy piano, or just get them one of the things, because honestly, spoiled kids are bad kids. Although kids that play with the baby-ano are messed up kids, so take your pick. Oh, hello, number 6, it's Skinny Bones. He's Skinny Bones apparently, except that they don't look like bones to me. To me, it kind of looks like a pipe puppet child with curiously pronounced eyelashes. Even the child on the box looks like she's trying to send a secret signal to her friend. These are like, help me eyes, if ever I saw some. Honestly, for this toy, there's something I really don't like about the hands. I just don't trust it. The box says that this here chappy is one of the Bones family, but like, if that's the case, I honestly do not want to meet the rest of them. I don't like dolls, especially giant dolls, and this to me seems like some kind of dollish hell somewhere out there. Blech. Back in the box you go. Coming in at number 5, we have the Jolly Chimp. Oh good god, I would never even take this out of the box in the first place. Like, is it even jolly though? And if this is jolly, mate, I want no part of it. It literally looks like a character from a Nightmare Circus that wants you to die. Its eyes are red. It's a crack chimp. That's why it's so jolly. Can we all just talk about some of the features that the retailers have highlighted on the box as a good thing? I quote, its eyes bulge in and out and its teeth flash as the chimp talks. Bulging eyes and baring teeth really isn't something I feel like kids would be particularly down with, but it talks, honestly. I have absolutely no desire to hear what it has to say, ever. Battery's out. Away you go, in the fire. Bye. Oh, Jesus Christ. Coming in at number 4, we have French swimming dolls. It's another antique. Hooray! Excuse me while I go and weep quietly in the corner. It seems like automatron swimming dolls are very much a thing in France. Some of them are super rare and go for thousands of euros at auctions. So this is what they look like in the box. Like, they legitimately look like murder victims from the disturbing TV shows Dexter or Hannibal. They're all, you know, bent. Seeing these in a box kind of gives me Exorcist vibes. See what I mean? It's like spider walk. This is actually how they look when they're wound up though. I can't believe I'm saying this. At number 3 we have moth larva. Anyone? Anyone for moth larva? You got it, it is coming in to number 3. Okay, so actually the worrying thing is that kids might want to play with these until they realize what they are. Mexican jumping beans. Playfully illustrated here by a happy little guy wearing not 1 but 2 sombreros for the bargain price of $2.99. What are they? Well, they're actually seed pods inhabited by developing moths. The bean jumps when it's overheated because the larva inside spasms in an attempt to cool itself down. They're trying to avoid dehydration and death, and the bean stops jumping when the animal dies. Hey kids, want to torment an animal until it dies before your very eyes? They say that serial killers start by killing small things. I'm just saying. Hey there, little Ava. Hey little Max, wanna play straight jacket? Of course you do at number 2. I'm sorry, but what the actual heck is going on here? It seems that you can buy a lovely teddy bear covered straitjacket for your little one. Check this out.
Control Toys, a line of educative toys for badly behaved children. A lovely straitjacket to keep hands away from your beautiful furniture. Funny?
I feel like my mum could have been tempted to pick one of these up for me when I was a wee terror, but after the few seconds of like, haha, I'm dressed up, having fun, then the screaming would inevitably come as you realise that you've been tricked. It turns out that the whole thing was actually a viral marketing campaign for Super Nanny. That being said, you can actually buy costume straitjackets for kids, which I think is kind of inappropriate. Speaking of inappropriate, want to make a child cry today? Present them with this absolute horror show at number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, new Buns members, I present to you Roadkill. Mommy, what happened to Whiskers? This this is what happened. This is a little toy cat that has met its end with a tire to the gut. Can anyone read the language on the toy packaging? Because I need more information. If you're from this country, am I missing a cultural beat here? Because please explain. I can try and explain the horror show that is the Teletubbies to you in return. I just want to understand. Why would anyone want this ever? It's horrifying. Okay, that was an absolute horror romp of a video, wasn't it? Did you guys play along? Which of these toys would you play with? I want absolutely nothing to do with any of them, but if you made me play with one, then I guess I'd go with the Buns Boglin. I do hope it finds a good home for a good trade soon. Once again though, thank you to our video sponsors Buns. If you want to start trading in your community and also gain some BTZ currency, then download the app via the link in the description box and use me at Rebecca Felgate with no spaces as your referrer. Carrie Lynn B actually bought me an ice cream using Buns the other day, so massive shout out to you. I love ice cream. So before I go, I'm going to read some other comments I've actually received on the Buns app from you guys that have downloaded it already. Ronnie C said, "Hey, I love your videos on YouTube. I think you're pretty funny and smart." Thanks, Ronnie. Jolanta J said, "Hello Rebecca, I love your videos and I'm an amazing subscriber. Thank you for showing me Buns, I love it." Hopefully Jonestown PA uses this app soon. It's not too popular yet, but I hope it will be. I hope so too. Jonestown PA, get there. I had a great comment from AJY who said, "Hi, I'm a fan of Top 10. You're awesome and thank you so much for telling us about Buns. Seeing trash about our planet makes me sick and furious, so it's nice to take part in the cessation of throwing crap away. Also, your video makes me much more calm. Thank you." Thank you! I'm so glad that you guys love the Buns app, and for those of you that have traded already, why don't you message me on Buns and let me know what you've traded for, because I love knowing that kind of stuff. Although, if it's any of the creepy toys on this list, then honestly, keep that information to yourself. They freak me out. They freak me out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please do leave a thumbs up if you liked it, share it with a friend, stick around, we've got a whole playlist of creepy videos for you. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!